Guys, for today's video, nag-send si Maya ng notification na nagkaroon daw ng changes sa kanyang terms and condition. So, this is in regards to Maya Savings. And kailangan nyong malaman kung ano ba itong magiging changes na to. Kasi kung meron kang Maya Savings account, baka hindi mo alam na pwede na palang ma-hold ang account mo because of certain event na hindi mo naman control or what, etc. Diba? So, yan ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon, yung mga changes na mangyayari with regards to your Maya Savings. Kung gusto mong malaman yan, samahan nyo ako pag-usapan natin yan. Sit back and let's discuss. Coming right up. Hi guys, this is Pat and you're in Pat Quintos Review TV. So if you're new to my channel, I do reviews about personal finance na meron akong experience or meron na akong knowledge at ginawa ko na yan ng videos and playlists na makikita nyo dito sa taas. At kung bago ka dito sa channel ko, you may want to consider subscribing to my channel. So ito yung message or notification sa Maya app mismo. Deposits Advisory. We've updated the terms and condition of savings effective February 1, 2025. So at least there is an ample time para sa mga hindi pa makakabasa or hindi makapanood ng video na to para basahin itong update ni Maya. We'd like to let you know that we have updated the terms and condition of savings. The changes include but are not limited to additional information about handling on erroneous and fraudulent transaction from customers' account under section 4.4, 6.12, and 6.15, handling on insufficient balance from wallet account to cover a transaction under 5.14, handling on holding funds subject to disputed transaction under 7.3, and handling on any amount payable to Maya loan products under 8.30. I-discuss natin isa-isa. So, sabi dito sa 4.4, which is eto na lang, yan, i-pause nyo na lang kasi medyo mahaba ang but I'll provide you the essence of this update. So, basically, kapag meron daw na charges sa inyong Maya Savings account. For example, nagkaroon ng erroneous credit sa inyong account. So, parang nalagyan ng pera yung account mo na hindi naman sa'yo. And then, syempre, nagkaroon ka ng interest doon. Daily kasi siya, di ba? Tapos, hindi mo naman ginalaw yung erroneous na perang na-deposit sa'yo, pero ginalaw mo yung interest. So, basically, magkakaroon ng debit doon. Tatanggalin yung erroneous na nailagay sa pera mo dahil hindi mo naman gilaw, so okay lang. Ang ginalaw mo lang yung interest. Pero dahil mali nga, so magkakaroon din ng pagde-debit din ng portion ng interest na hindi naman sa'yo. Kung nadagdagan ka ng 100,000, yung interest ng pang 100,000, tatanggalin yon. So, syempre, bibigay mo na sa'yo yung interest ng totoong deposit mo and then the rest, kailangan tanggalin. Pero, let's say, ginalaw mo yon. So, automatic daw na i-deduct agad yun without prior notice. Wala na daw kailangang demand letter or what. Basically, ibabawas na yun dun sa account mo na yun. Other charges din, siguro kung mag-i-implement sila ng average daily balance, tapos you fall short of the average daily balance, magkakaroon ng service fee, bank service charges, yun. Automatic, due na kagad yun sa'yo. Automatic, i-deduct na yun kagad sa savings mo. Pero right now, wala pa ako naisip na other fees. Pero siguro, paghahanda ni Maya yun sa pag-charge niya ng fees sa kanya savings. Hindi ko lang alam, hindi ako sigurado. Pero yun yung essence nung section na yon. 6.12, okay, pause nyo na lang ulit. Pero ito naman is, when you do your transaction, it is already confirmed na accurate yung information na nilagay mo when sending. Thus, hindi daw magkakaroon ng reversal of transaction dahil nagkamali ka ng information na nilagay. So, kunyari, nag-bank transfer ka, tapos, nagkamali ka ng account number. Yan. Irreversible na daw yung transaction na yon. Unless, otherwise, makita na parang sa part ni Maya ang error, i-investigate naman yon at ibabalik kung dapat ibalik. Pero nga, kung ikaw yung nag-transact, it is expected from you na accurate yung information na nilalagay mo. Kasi, touch mo. Yun na yun. Okay, lastly, 6.15, which is ito. Basically, if you're using Maya by February 1 and ginagamit mo pa siya, sinasabi dito na you are responsible with your one-time PIN, with your password, with your username, etc. With your credentials, ikaw ang responsable dyan. Kung gagamitin mo pa ang service ni Maya by February 1, kailangan mong i-safeguard totally yan. Ikaw ang may pananagutan dyan sa account information mo. I mean, the login. If ginamit yung login mo ng ibang tao, Maya assumes na ikaw ang gumagamit nun. So, basically, since responsibility mo yan, kailangan mong i-safeguard daw yan ng maayos. Thus, kung merong phishing, mga ganyan, well, yan, medyo kasalanan mo. Unless na lang nagkaroon talaga ng hacking, well, syempre naman, i-correct yan ni Maya. Hindi naman yon covered dito sa section na to. But yun nga, pag may iba nag-login, well, sinasabi ni Maya na parang,
it's your responsibility na i-safeguard yan.
Okay, 5.14. Okay, eto naman, if ever daw na nag-purchase ka online or what gamit ang inyong Maya e-wallet and insufficient yung laman ng wallet nyo, sinasabi dito na ino-authorize nyo daw si Maya na magbawas sa inyong Maya savings. So, kunyari, kulang ng 10 piso yung Maya e-wallet nyo, then kukuha ng 10 pesos from your Maya savings. Ganun daw mangyayari. Also, if yung Maya wallet naman is charge tas walang laman, automatic kukuha yan sa Maya Savings. Medyo ano lang to para sa akin, hindi siya okay. Kasi paano kung someone is charging your Maya account? Di ba? Parang nawawala yung security na dun mo siya nilagay sa iyong savings account. Medyo continuous na flow yung pera from your e-wallet to savings. Yun yung nandito sa 5.14. So, be mindful of these changes, guys. Okay, next is 7.3. If there is a disputed transaction, Maya can hold your balances. Kunyari, nag-dispute ka, so para maka-investigate daw ng maayos ni Maya, kailangan niya ma-hold yung account or yung balance, kaya di mo ma-access yung remaining funds mo. Dahil nga sa disputed transaction, kailangan mo na ma-resolve yun bago maibalik sa'yo yung funds na nandun sa Maya savings mo. Lastly, 8.13. Ito naman, hindi ko alam pero nakalagay dito, kung director ka daw, officer, employee, vendor, or service provider ni Maya, and then meron kang pagkakautang kay Maya, then it is agreed upon na kapag may utang ka, Maya can offset yung utang mo kay Maya with the dues na ibabayad naman sa'yo ni Maya. However, ino-notify ka naman daw nila once na matapos yung offsetting. Yan. So, more on business to business naman to ni Maya. And as a vendor or business partner, meron kang sariling Maya account. So, ganun daw yung mangyayari. I think this section does not concern most of us. So, basically, yan yung updates kay Maya sa terms and condition ni Maya Savings that will be in effect on February 1, 2025. For our question of the day, how risky sa tingin nyo yung integration ng e-wallet at saka ng inyong Maya Savings? Yung tipong automatic bawas na kagad sa Maya Savings nyo kung hindi sufficient yung balance ng e-wallet nyo. Okay pa ba maglagay ng deposit sa inyong Maya Savings account kung parang auto-debit yung mangyayari sa inyong savings? I don't know. Sa akin parang hindi ko feel yung ganon. Kayo guys, ano sa tingin nyo? Let me know sa comment section sa baba at may chance kayong manalo ng 1,000 pesos sa ating weekly GCash giveaway. Yun lamang po for today's video, but before we end this video, mag-shoutout po muna tayo at shoutout kay at Riel Saiza Mantilla. Sabi niya, good evening Sir Pat, watching from Misamis Occidental. At Riel Saiza Mantilla, shoutout po sa inyo. Maraming salamat sa panonood at pagsuporta ng aking mga videos. Thank you so much. I hope you like this video. Leave a thumbs up, and if not, wala nang problema dyan, but continue to support me by subscribing to my channel by clicking the subscribe button and also the bell button sa tabi ng subscribe para makareceive kayo ng latest notification sa lahat ng upload ko. Again guys, this is Pat Quinto, and you're in Pat Quinto's Review TV. Bye-bye!